Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Snyder and I'm going to be talking about Google Analytics. So first of all, what is Google Analytics? Google Analytics is a web analytics service offered by Google that tracks and reports website traffic. Google Analytics provides access to a massive amount of data related to how users find and interact with your website. So there are 5 report sections in Google Analytics. And so I'll go through them briefly and touch on the, I guess, more relevant ones to us, maybe. The first one is real-time reports. So this report offers real-time data about who is on your site and what they are doing. So in the first one, locations, we can see where they live and if they speak a different language. We can see, where they're located, and we can also see what page they are on if we're tracking more than one page of our website, and we can see how long they've been on there. Traffic sources. That will tell you how your users have found your website. So if they clicked on a link on social media or if they directly typed in your URL. The content. This will show you where users are landing on your site. So like what page, if they're on a home page or if they're on like a survey page. It'll show the information on that. The next section is audience. This one has a lot of subsections, and it's interesting the amount of data and reports it reports back. So the first one, active users. This section of the audience report will let you track the users that have visited your site within the last 30 days or 2 weeks or just 1 week. So this can kind of help you gauge the interest your site is getting from the audience. Let's see, demographics. This will give you detailed information about the age and gender of your users. So, for example, if you want to see how long a certain gender or age group is spending on your website, you'll be able to find that out in the demographics. Let's see, the Geo report provides information about the location and the language of your users. Let's see, technology. This will let you learn more about how the users are viewing your site. It'll even show you what browser and operating system they're using to look at your website. I thought that was really interesting, how specific it gets down to mobile. So this report will let you view whether your users are viewing your site with a tablet, desktop, or a mobile device. And it can even get into specifically which mobile device they're using, like an iPhone or Samsung Galaxy. And we can use this information to determine if our website is optimized for the specific device that they are using. I think that's like a really important one, especially for this class when we're trying to get our websites to be responsive in like the small, medium, and large views. That would be a really helpful report to look at and monitor to see which view is the most important. They're all important, but which one is used most. Acquisition. This one provides detailed data on how your audience finds your site and what they do once they get on your site. So like if they completed certain actions like checking out, like buying something, or if they're filling out a form or a survey. Let's see, so like Google Ads, if you're using Google Ads on your website or using Google Ads for your website, you'll get reports back on if people have clicked on your ad or if they've used certain keywords and your website has popped up on Google search. So you'll get information regarding that back. Yeah, that's acquisitions. And then behavior. The behavior reports provides data about the actions users take on your site when they're on your site. So if they're using like the site search bar, or it'll show you what content they're viewing or how fast your page loads. So that's also important. You don't want a slow loading website. So that would be really helpful information. Let's see, the site speed. So the site speed report shows how fast content loads, and it can be sorted by traffic source. So you can see where and how fast it'll load. So you can kind of gauge what you need to change on your website if it's going too slow. So I think that's an important one. The next section and the last section is conversion. I feel like the conversion section is more for sites maybe that are more e-commerce. At least that's how I think of it in my head, because I think of conversion as people on your website wanting to buy something and they put it in your cart and then they actually check out and buy it. But this section of Google Analytics is all about completed actions, so not necessarily just e-commerce. So like how many people registered for your email list, or how many users made a purchase. So yeah. So why is Google Analytics important, or why are we talking about it? Peter Drucker said, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So learning about our audiences and their usage habits will help us better our websites, improving the user experience and the user interface of our websites. So I think it's really important to have all this information available, and we can look at it and analyze it and see how we can better design and create our websites. So let's get to the fun part and talk about and go look at the Google Analytics site and how we can track our websites and our pages. How do we get these reports back? So let's go. First, we'll go to Google and type in analytics.google.com up here. You don't need to be logged in or have an account to go visit this page. This is the page that automatically pops up, and it's the analytics view for Google Merchandise Store, I believe. That's what it says up here. So this is just your dashboard. This kind of is an overview of different report areas, but I'll first take you to show you how to actually get the tracking tag to put into your website so we can actually get these reports. So first we'll go down to the left-hand corner to admin. In the middle column, we'll go to tracking info and then tracking code. And here, website tracking, the global site tag. So this global site tag tracking code so this is the global site tag tracking code. Copy and paste this code for the first item into the head tag of every website you want to track. So I'm going to copy that. I'll go down here to the VS Code. This is the index HTML for the weather homepage. And so here's the first line in my head tag, and I'll just paste that into there. So this tag will then take all the information that we previously talked about and compile it into the Google Analytics report for us to look at. And so we'll see, who's going to the homepage for my weather site, what demographic are they viewing it on a phone or on the computer, and how long are they staying on that website. If we wanted to track more than one website, we can go go to the Storm Center. And so here's the first line in the head tag, and I'll paste it in there too. So now I'm tracking the Storm Center tag where they're filling out a form or filling out a report. And then we're also tracking the home page. So we'll collect data from both those pages. We'll come back here. So that's your tracking. And that's how you get that into your website. It's pretty easy. Let's go to the home and just kind of take a little look at this. So if we go to real-time reports, go to locations. So right now it looks like there's 700 active users on the website, and 98% of them are from India right now. So down here, and right here you can see how many page views per minute. Yeah, it's really interesting. Let's see. Let's go to audience and go to active users. So this is going to show us how many active users there were in the past week. So on March 4th, there were 2,264 active users. And that looks like that was the highest in the past week. If we go to demographics and we can go to overview, we'll see both age and gender. So the most, or the age group that visits the most, is people aged 25 to 34. And it looks like there's 63% male users. So more males than females visit the website. Go to language. We can see what language. So United States English, and then Great Britain English. Go to location. We can see where. So the United States has the most users. And then next we have India. So, and then United Kingdom, Canada, France. So it's really interesting to go and look through all of these. Technology. So browser and the operating system. I found this really interesting. So most people go to this website and they're using the browser, the Chrome browser. The next is Safari. So I think that's really interesting. It can break it down even to what site. So if we go to the mobile and overview, let's see, users that access a site mostly use the desktop view, and then next would be mobile. So I think in this case, I think this data, for me at least, would be the most important when designing and maintaining a website. You'll want to make sure that your desktop view is in great working order, since that's how people mostly view your website. But then also your mobile view. You want to make sure that your mobile view, your small view, is in great working order, that everything's responsive and that it's easy to use, because most of your traffic and people are coming from your desktop and your mobile. So there's a lot of great information and data that is collected, and it's just amazing how much technology can help us. So that's just a quick overview of Google Analytics and how it can help us, and all the information we can collect, which is a lot of information. Here are my resources, just Google Analytics, and then this really more in-depth article. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them.